Hello, everybody. I, so I have my baby girl is here helping me on today. You can't turn it. Just hit the button. See, that's the same thing. Hey, people, I see you chiming in. You got to hit it directly in there. We're trying not to have any technical difficulties here. Ha! What's going on, everybody? You got to keep trying. Keep trying. We're trying to get it on Instagram too, y'all. So give us 1 second. You got it? What's up, everybody? I see y'all. I see you. I see you. See, I told. Try it again. Nope. Do it again. Plus. We trying to make it work. We trying to make it work. All right. I see you guys. Come on in the chat. Talk to me a little bit. We're going to get started. I'm really excited about this topic. It's very dear to me. Family is very important to me. So I'm excited to see you all here. Come on in the room with me. Say something to me, y'all. Say something. What's going on, sis? Hey, Crystal. I see you. Oh, Shay. Hey, Shay. My Shay boo. Deborah, I see you guys. Come on in. I love you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I got a lot I want to say. I want to talk to you guys about, and a little bit of it, I'm not going to lie, is a little bit touchy. So I'm going to need you all to talk to me, okay? I want you to talk to me because this is really family feuds. I know if it happens to me or have happened to me, or if I'm experiencing it, I know other people experiencing it. That's one thing I have learned in life. There is nothing that other people haven't go through. We are not the only one. Sis, we are not the only one. So come on in. I really appreciate you all for joining me. If you are joining me, please make sure you're following me on Instagram. Yeah. And we're going to get started. I think my daughter is here assisting on today. Say hi, Nene.
Hi.
So, hey, Sister Maxine. I love you guys. I appreciate you all for chiming in. And I hope you all are ready to talk a little bit. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're good over there? Cool. I have a little assistant. Isn't that awesome? My baby. So, we're going to be discussing today family feuds. And I know that you all have heard the saying, a family that prays together stays together. And it was drilled in my household as growing up. And I drill it in my kids. When I bought this house, we walked around the house together. We prayed. When we have issues, I make sure that when we rectify the situation, we pray. So a family that prays together, it says it stays together. Do you all agree with that? Do you all agree with it? Real talk. Talk to me. Do you all agree with it? So I wanted to talk a little bit about, because I have, as you may not know, but I have a lot of God kids, and I have a lot of uh, play kids, God kids, adopted kids, kids that you just bring on in. And we kind of normal with that with the church, right? We go to church and then all the babies are your babies, and But do we extend that in the community, So I like to think of myself as a community mom. But here's the thing. What happens when you have a huge family feud and it just disrupt the balance? Like, the balance. And there's two forms of balance, in my opinion. This is my opinion, you guys. So please chime in. I want you to talk to me as we have this conversation. The family balance of personal life versus family business, individualities. We have one of the things that try my best to remember when it comes to my children and to my extended family that although we are family, and you know how it is, you growing up, everybody say, oh, y'all look just alike, or girl, you talk just like your mama, or you do this and you remind me, oh, you got your mom's mannerisms. But at the end of the day, we are individual people. We are individual person, individual thoughts, individual ideas, individual opinions. So I'm really curious as to know if you all are able. Hey to everybody. I'm saying hey because I got some people on Instagram. We got it to working. Amen. For my daughter Anissa, she's amazing. And we have so many different balances within the family. So we got the personal life. I know, have you ever heard that saying, or have said to your family, what go on in this house, stay in this house? When you have a family dispute and you're trying to rectify it and everything. So I wanted to talk about the balance, and then let's talk about the open-mindedness. Are you open-minded? Can family members, can you all talk about anything and respect each other's opinions and ideas, or when one family member is going through, Then I want to talk about the honesty part. That's where a lot of times in my experience, we kind of dissipate. Honesty disappears when it comes to family. Okay, so let's talk about the business, as far as the family business versus personal business. That personal business, I had to learn this separation at an early age when I was dealing with my son. Okay, so when he was younger, you know how we chastise our kids, and when they're doing something wrong, we chastise them out openly, and then some parents, they chastise them only behind closed doors. Well, I had to learn how to learn the difference in disciplining and correcting, as far as public business versus personal business. Certain things that I would discipline my son about needs to remain personal, right? Then you got some stuff where you're trying to teach him a life lesson, or teach your children life lessons. You kind of openly correct them so that they can see. Because I'm a strong believer that if I'm doing something wrong, I may not know I'm doing something wrong. I may not know that I'm treating you wrong. But if you bring it to my attention and help me see it by showing me my actions, or explaining to me how I made you feel when I did this or said that, then it helps me to understand what it is I'm doing wrong, right? But you can't tell me I'm wrong, and then when I say, well, what did I do wrong? I don't know. Well, that's not helpful. Would you agree with that? Hey, everybody, I see y'all coming in. And I want to know your thoughts on balance. I mean, do you all I mean, what are your experiences with that? And then we got to talk about open-mindedness. Now, this is really dear to me, because I want to be that parent, or that friend, or that family member where people can come and literally talk to me about anything, and I be open-minded and listen to what they're actually saying. Even if what they're saying is making me angry, I don't agree with it, or it's causing me to get a little emotional. But at the end of the day, I still have to remain open-minded, so that the person that I'm listening to, I can listen with the intent to hear, and not to judge, and not to criticize, right? So open-mindedness, I think, is very, very important when it comes to having a conversation, right, with a family member. So, for instance, we have some conversations that are strictly, that makes you very uncomfortable. And I'm sure we all have had it. Can y'all, I need y'all to talk back to me. Crystal, okay, you said that is true and often forgotten. We are individuals. Oh, absolutely, we are individuals. Yes, we are. But so with that open-mindedness, and we have uncomfortable situations, do you actually believe that you are able to be open-minded when one of your family members come to talk to you about something that makes you very uncomfortable? And I think my baby is trying to direct me. What you say? Gotcha. So I think a lot of family members uh, mess up because when it's time to talk about something that's uncomfortable or that makes us uncomfortable, we tend to shut down or we begin to judge. So I want to know, I mean, how do you all handle that? Hello, everybody. I see y'all coming in. Come on in and join in the conversation. So, how do you all feel about that? Can your child, let's talk about children right now. Can your child come and talk to you about anything? And I really, really want you to think about that before you even answer it within yourself. Do your child feel comfortable enough as you being mommy or daddy to come and talk to you about anything, even if it makes you uncomfortable or makes them uncomfortable? How open-minded are you towards your child? Also, how open-minded are you towards your family members? Can your sister come up and just tell you something, or do we instantly judge or shut them down because, oh no, I don't, you ever had it? No, I don't want to talk about that. No, you take your mind off of that. Well, if your mind is on it and they need somebody to talk to, are you that person? And I'm only asking this because, again, with in transparency, let me just say this. Within transparency, we all know transparency is truth. This is Lanasia talking. Transparency is truth, and truth develops growth, right? Because if you don't know the truth or if you don't experience the truth, then you can't grow. But if you constantly doing something and nobody is able to tell you the truth, then your growth is stunted. Do you agree with that? I hear you. I see you. Tiffany says, I had to learn how to effectively communicate in uncomfortable situations. Absolutely. And it's extreme. It's hard to do. It can be done, Tiff, but it's really, really hard to do. And let's see what Crystal says. We just have to be open-minded. People close up when we don't listen without being judgmental. As a parent, there is nothing my kids can't talk to me about. Absolutely nothing, Crystal. I feel the same exact way. At least I hope, you will hope that your children can. But I feel like I have created the atmosphere for them to be open-minded. So if they want to come talk to me about sex, if they want to come talk to me about drugs or about somebody messing with them or about how they feeling, when you got teenagers, you at the age, this is where little boys start liking little girls start liking little boys. And, we have to explain to our little girls that, hey, boys don't react the same way a girl does. When a girl like a boy, we giggle, we sniggle, and we walk past and we stare and he looked at me, oh my God. But when boys like a little girl, they get scared. Am I telling the truth, y'all? They pick on you, they tease you, they walk past and hit you and mess with you, and you'll be like, why are you hitting on me? You know what I mean? But how is it as an adult? How are we as an adult? Hey, I see you guys. So let's see. Well, Tiff, I promise you now, you say you're dealing with that now. Well, you on the right track. Remain open-minded, especially with teenagers. You have to be open-minded. Most families can't handle real conversations. Listen, that is one reason why I decided to have Transparency Tuesday conversations. Because we, as people, we have got to get out of that. We've got to get out of the point where we get angry with one another. We can't even have a civilized conversation to even explain why we're angry so that we can get to the bottom of what's causing the anger. So if you tell me, Lanasia, I don't like your shirt today, I don't like what you got on, it's going to shut the conversation down if I say, so I don't care what you don't like, and that brings hostility, right? I know I'm using a shirt, but that's nothing in comparison to some of the situations that families go through. Trust and believe, I'm a living witness. So, but if you say to me, Lanasia, I don't like your shirt today. Oh, really? Well, I'm saying, okay, well then tell me what you don't like about it. Does it make me look this, or does it this and this and that? And I understand that it's an instant shutdown, and for kids it's a shutdown even harder, because if my child come to me and say, mommy, I like this girl and she I walked past her and I touched her booty, and we laughed about it, right? Now, the mama in you be like, boy, you don't be touching on nobody with, number one, without permission. Number two, we quick to say, get your man off of girls and get you in school to learn and da-da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, his little hormones is going, right? So then you have to talk to him about the situation. Well, child, son, daughter, it's inappropriate to touch anybody, especially in that way, because now you can explain. But if your child come to you to talk to you about some things and you shut them down, then they're never going to want to talk to you again. Right now, I'm raising two beautiful, talented young girls, right? They're teenagers. They girls. So if they look and see a little boy and say, oh my God, he is so cute. I can't remember. What you mean he cute? Well, what are they supposed to look at? It's sad. But then when we got real life issues like drug addicts, some kids are going through depression and they're being bullied, but they feel no comfort in talking to their mama or their daddy or their uncle, and they feel trapped. And then once they feel trapped and feel like they can't talk about anything to anybody, then what do? They stand to themselves. They get lonely, and then they start creating all these other scenarios in their head that's not healthy and not good. Or they turn to the people that will listen to them, which 9 times out of 10 isn't going to have their best interest in heart. You understand what I'm saying? So yes. So we have to, I just it's so much to this topic, you guys. And that's why I have to calm down, because I get really, really excited and passionate about it, because one of my hearts is family. I love my family, and we have a strong family, and we are huge, and when you have a huge family, it's bound to bring in some bickering and some arguing and everything. But we have to learn how to sit down, set our differences aside, and literally focus. Now let's see what some of our people are saying. Nikki, she says, yes, most people can't handle the truth. That is extremely truth. And what are we doing? Like, I've been trying to think on this all day. What can we do to change that? What can we do, or what can we look at to try to change the fact that we as people can't handle the truth? Even within our family, I think we have to individualize it. What do you think? What do y'all think about that? We have to individualize it. Let's see. Sabrina, she says, people don't like to be told that they are wrong, especially an elder to a younger person. Let's talk about that. Absolutely. And I get it. I am learning as I'm getting older. I learn a lot from my children, from my friends, even just having general conversations. Now, it is very difficult when you're trying to tell an elderly person, somebody older than you, or show them, because I'm kind of stuck on that. Do we say we try to tell them, or we try to show them? Because you can't make anybody do anything, right? But it's kind of hard when you're trying to tell somebody who's older than you something that they've done wrong, or the way they're looking at something is wrong. How do we do that? Most of the time we are scared to do it, but let's talk about why we're scared to do it. Because people's feelings get hurt so easily, right? So for people who say, I'm open-minded, you can talk to me about anything, you can talk to me about everything, or I'm able, we can talk about that. And then when you begin to talk about it, they shut down. Are you really being open-minded? How do we go about that? Do we stop trying to tell people the truth? Or do we work it within ourselves to tell people? Here's the thing. If I don't know the truth about something I'm doing or saying, I cannot grow. And I'm always constantly thinking about that. We want the best for our loved ones and our family members, right? I know I want the best. I want the best for my children. I want the best for my siblings. I want the best for people who I love. I want everybody to experience great things in life. And I try my best to talk and share my experiences so that they will have an example. Not saying so that you can do it the exact same way I dealt with the situation, or so that you can do word for word what just happened. So let's say, for instance, I'm mom. My children are constantly learning and developing daily, right? They're in a different century than I am, right? So quite naturally, things are totally different. But how receptive am I when I sit down and ask my daughters a question and then they respond? And it happens a lot where they'll be like, "Oh, mom, that was so yesterday," or "Oh, mom, that's so lame." Like, "Oh, mom, that was 2020." You know, my daughter said that to me one time. "Mom, that's so 2020." What does that mean? It just means times have changed. And this situation that we're currently dealing with, they may handle in a different way. So it's quite interesting to listen to my children come home and tell me about their day. But what happens when they have to correct mommy? That's a question. You, Sister Maxine, you have to keep the communication lines open without judging to maintain their trust. Woo, you just hit something on the head, Sister Booker. Yes, it's true. It is totally trust. How do we trust each other? How well do we trust? So here's what I tell my children. I tell my children whenever they need to tell me something they think is going to upset me, or aggravate me, or make me angry, or even hurt my feelings. If it's something because I want them to understand that they can speak their mind. So whenever they say something or need to tell me something, I tell them all the time to start the conversation with, "Mom, all due respect." Now, all due respect, this is how I look at all due respect, everybody, okay? All due respect says to me, brace yourself, Lanasia. Your daughter's about to tell you something, or your friend, your whatever is about to tell you something that's you might not agree with, you may not like, but I need you to be open-minded, Lanasia, and understand it. That's what that sentence says to me. All due respect, Mom. I understand how you feel, but this is how this is how I feel about that situation. And that's how an open line of communication begins. Now, I don't expect my friend, who is my equal, like my best friend, she wouldn't walk up to me and say, "All due respect, Lanasia." You know what I'm saying? She'll say, "I have a different perspective. Here's my perspective. Can I give you my perspective? Can I give you my point of view?" You understand what I'm saying? So that lets me know that, okay, my friend is about to say something to me and I may not like it, but I have to be open-minded because she needs to talk or she needs to bring something to my attention. Now, here's how I feel. If you can't tell me the truth as my friend, it's just like when you're walking around, you got something stuck in your tooth, right? You still got something stuck. And you talking and you just going on and you laughing and you see that thing. If you're my friend, I expect you to say, "Lanasia, your teeth need some attention," or "I think you should go look in the mirror. You got something going on." You know, however you feel comfortable saying. But my friend should be like, "Sweetheart, I think you need to check your teeth." You know, and then let's okay, I need to go check my teeth. But on the flip side, with the kids, it's a little different because as mama, a lot of parents feel like I'm always right. What I say, go. Do you all say that to your children? Do you tell your children, "Because I said so," or "Because what I say, it just goes. I don't have to explain nothing to you"? Do y'all say that to you? I'm gonna wait on some answers on that one. Well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let y'all respond, and I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these comments. So some elders just have certain topics they just don't want to hear nor talk about. And that's honestly how individuals start to shut down. Shay, that is so true. Especially the elderly. Like if you think about like my mom, right? I can only speak for in my life, my experiences, right? So my mom and dad, I talk to them quite often. Actually, I talk to my parents every day. Actually, yeah, it's pretty much every day. And I expect to hear from my parents daily because they're getting older now, right? So life is short. A lot of things is happening. So I expect to hear from my parents every day. And I talk to them every day, even if one of us is calling, right? But when I need to talk to my parents, I sit down face to face. And I say, "Listen, guys, I need to tell y'all this. You may not like it, but I need your understanding." And if it's something that I think is going to offend them, I start off by saying, "Mom, Dad, all due respect, I understand you don't agree with A, B, C, D, and E, F, G. I don't, whatever the topic is. I understand you may not agree with that, but and I understand your point of view. You're stating, and then I tell them what I understand, just to make sure my parents know that I understand what they're saying, and I see it, and I want to know your opinion on this, and then I'll begin to state my thing. I'm just using an example. So, Mom, all due respect, I know you like to make your biscuits from scratch. Okay, I don't know how to make my biscuits from scratch. So it makes me feel bad when you talk about the way I cook my biscuits because it hurts my feeling. I'm only doing it the way I choose to do it. And then I'll give an explanation as to why I don't want to learn it your way. I'm spoiled. So I only want to eat your biscuits the way you cook them because you make them from scratch. I don't want to know how to make it from scratch. I look forward to eating your biscuits just the way they are. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just using that as an example because y'all know my mama love to cook and we all love to eat her cooking. Okay, let's go to the next comment. What do you do when there is a decision with family members because of lies and Okay. I can only give you a life example. Okay. So before my song, Like My Daddy, came out, so for those of you who may not know my story, excuse me, before my story came out, I sat down with my entire family and I explained to them that I was getting ready to release this song. And I explained to them that my story was about to come out for those of my family members who may not have known about my molestation or who may not was aware of the trauma that I experienced throughout my life. Like, hey, I'm about to release this song, Like My Daddy, and I'm explaining to the world why my daddy is so important to me. As you all know, Tyrone is my daddy. He is my stepfather, but you will probably only hear me say that when I'm talking about this situation because I don't look at him as my stepfather. He is my daddy. He has been in my life for years and has helped me through some tremendous life experiences. So when I sat down with my family, I explained to them, you all may not want to hear this, but I would rather you hear it from me. And I kind of forced them to listen to what I had to say. Now, for those who wanted to ask questions and ask me, wanted more details, I gave them that. For those who decided, I can't believe this happened, I don't want to hear nothing about it, and my statement to them was, I understand this may be uncomfortable for you, but in order for Lanasia to grow, I have to talk about it. And the only way I can get it out of my system or get a better understanding or to help me even get over it is to talk about it. And it helps me. So if you love me as my family member, if you love me, I need you to hear what I have to say. Because I prefer you hear it come out of my mouth versus somebody else, because that's how mess gets started anyway, right? You hear something and you go try to repeat something that you don't really know really what it's about. And it's like, I don't know enough about that, but we don't say, I don't know enough about that situation to make a comment. We begin to try to make up stuff to enjoy the conversation, or we start trying to engage and ask more questions just simply because we nosy. You know how we as people are. I'm not saying that everybody's like that, but I'm just saying these are some life experiences that I have encountered. So to yours, mine, and the truth, that's how I address it. You said, and the person being lied on is the only person that wants to address it. Another thing I tell my kids to do as well. So like one of my children had a teacher who every time this teacher, he would try to communicate with this teacher, the teacher would shut him down, right? And of course, now school is a total different thing, because in school, the kid, if they try to speak their mind, they can be labeled as disruptive and disorderly, disrespectful, or he just talks back, and they are simply trying to speak their mind or get a better understanding, right? So I told my son, I said, well, what you need to do is write it in a letter explaining how Miss such and such, when you said this or did this to me or called me out in class, it made me feel this kind of way. Or Miss such and such, in this case, I would like to participate, but you always, he was younger than, you always call me out of my name, and that's not my name, and blah, blah, blah. And every time he raised his hand, she would ignore him. And so we had to deal with that. But I made him write it in a letter for those family members who are who just disregard, don't want to talk, don't want to communicate, walking away, or they badmouthed you after a while when they don't understand, because ignorance, it's just that we lack of knowledge. You don't know, so when you don't know something, you start talking crazy. So okay, I'm reading, you guys. So Sabrina, she said, tell the truth and shame the devil. Laugh out loud. Mothers still say, I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes you just have to tell the truth. I'm getting lost with my I'm catching up, y'all. Cricket says that she doesn't say that to her kids, but her mom used to say it to her all the time. So yes. So listen, that's one of my points right there. Free yourself. I hear you, Sister Latrice. She said, free yourself. Free yourself. Listen, that's one of the things that, if you all know Jonathan McReynolds, he has this song called Cycle. Isn't that the name of it? You got me going in cycles. It is so hard to break a cycle. And it's scary to break a cycle, because I stated on the last conversation that we tend to do exactly what we know. However our parents did it, that's how we do it. How my grandma folded her towels, when she taught me how to fold a towel, that's how I fold my towels, right? So, but it happens to be a cycle that we go in when we don't want to be receptive to change, or we feel like our way is the best way. And I'm saying we as parents, we often do it, mostly to our kids. We shut it down because I said so. You can't have, I don't have to explain myself to you. I don't say that to my children or to none of my god kids. If they ask why, if I say don't do this, well, why can't I do that? Well, let me explain to you why you can't do it. Okay, because once I explain it to them, then they have a better understanding as to why. But if I just tell them, no, don't do it because I said so, then that's gonna make them curious. I don't know. Am I the only one when my parents used to say to me, because I said so, I want to go figure out why? Like, well, what is it? Is it something that's, I must gonna like it? You know how you be thinking as a kid, I must gonna like it. Let me go try it. But no, if you tell me exactly why I shouldn't do it, because these are the potential pros and cons, this is a consequence you may have to deal with after you do this, then maybe I'll think differently, But yeah, we go in cycles simply because we are afraid to be honest. Now let's talk about being honest. How can you get mad at somebody else when they are trying to explain to you how they feel or how you made them feel? Can somebody tell me that? How can you get mad at me because what you did made me feel a certain way? Or if I'm being honest and say to you, I don't like that song, Lanasia. I don't like it at all. I don't like the meaning. I don't like the beat. I don't like, and then I get mad at you like, what you mean you don't like it? And get mad, and I don't want to talk to you no more. All because you were being honest. So yes, the balance, the open-mindedness and honesty is so important. We have to be willing to, honesty is, I just have to be willing to listen with the intent to understand what you're saying, not listening to judge, not listening to criticize, because there's nothing worse than being honest with somebody and then they bash you or degrade you simply because you speak in your mind or being honest, or just because you can't handle the truth, then I shouldn't tell you the truth. I feel like if I truly love you, if I love you and I care about you and I want you to be successful, I am obligated to tell you the truth. That's just how I feel. I'm obligated to be honest with you. I'm obligated to tell you the honest, upright truth, because now if I don't love you and I don't care, y'all know who do me like that? My brother Curtis. My brother Curtis will call me. He will be brutally honest, whether he, this is a brother and sister conversation. So I need you to understand I'm saying this to you out of love. I love when he do it. It braces me and I'll be like, oh, look at my brother, my little brother. He loves me. He's going to tell me the truth. Now, sometimes the truth hurt. It sting a little bit. It can be a little annoying at times, but it is so necessary. It's so necessary for me to get to the next level that I understand, I know the truth, and that I understand the truth, and that I can accept the truth. I am still to this day learning certain things about myself. And if you ever feel like you in a place in your life where you can't learn anymore or you don't want to learn, I'm gonna have to pray for you. I'm gonna have to pray for you. Huh? I mean, and that's real talk. And I understand. I see you. Oh, wait, we got to Henry J says, so what my daughter is doing, you guys, just so you know, what my daughter is doing, I can't see the comments on Instagram. So she's putting them in on YouTube so that I can see the comments. So Henry J, thank you so much for tuning in. Says, if you stick that metal fork in the light socket, I'm gonna have to see you on the other side. Okay. And Sabrina, that's how feuds start. That is how the feuds start. It starts because people cannot be honest or be, I say it all the time, that statement in that movie, what's the movie called? Where you say, I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. That's where a lot of the feuds start, because we don't know how to be open-minded and accept the person being honest. And if that person is telling you something and you know it's true, don't it seem to make us even more mad? Instead of us saying, you know what, you right. What you saying to me is right. I understand. So let me look at myself and see how I can make an adjustment, because I don't want you to feel like that. And I never want to make you feel like that, and it's not my intentions to hurt you. So let me reevaluate the way I'm looking at this situation. But instead, when you telling me the truth and I know what you're saying is true, it just makes me even more angry, and people just storm out and then they don't talk to each other for days and for weeks. So it's always my prayer that we be able to communicate, right? It's hard. It's hard. Do y'all agree? It's hard. But at the end of the day, I love you too much to not be honest with you. I love you too much to not want to see you grow. So I have to lower my humility and understand, number one, I do not know it all. None of us do. That's one thing that hurts us the most. We think we know it all. We think we always right. What I say, go. What I say and what I did, that was the right way I did. If you can't deal with it, then forget you. But we say other words, and that is so wrong. It is so wrong. And I was conflicted when I first started having these Transparency Tuesday conversation, because I felt like that I still couldn't say what I really wanted to say. And somebody had to tell me, no, Lanasia, you can say what you want to say. It's just how you say it. Because see, everybody, and I say this all the time, my auntie Kathy says this to me all the time, Lanasia, not everybody think like you. Not everybody move fast like you. Not everybody is quick like you. Not everybody think the way you think and how you think. Not everybody gonna understand, and I have to constantly remind myself that it was hindering me, because I feel like, you ever be driving and feel like, oh, if everybody just drove like I drove, everybody would get to where they got to go. But at the end of the day, you don't want everybody to be the same. I don't want y'all to do exactly how I do it. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I had to learn that not everybody can think like me or thinks like me. There are different. That's why God created us individually. We are individual people. So although, although we are a family and we may do things together, we come together and we got the same last name, that does not mean that we're going to react the same way to situations. We're going to respond the same way. It doesn't mean that we're going to agree all the time. It simply means no matter what happens, no matter during the disagreement, no matter during the misunderstanding, we should still be able to come together and discuss it like a family, because the foundation of family, it should be, and it is love. It should be love. Hopefully yours is love. Mine's is love. At the end of the day, I would never say anything to my family members or to anybody that I say I love. I would not say anything to intentionally hurt you. It's all for love. But we got to understand that if I can't be honest with my family members, with my children, with my mom and dad, and with my siblings, if I can't be honest with you, then something is missing. Something, it's called chaos, is in the middle of it. So how do we get rid of the chaos? By individualizing it, making it a personal thing with you, making it intentionally call your loved ones, love on them, intentionally care, intentionally listen, intentionally provide advice when asked. You ever had them family members that always want to give you advice and you ain't even ask them for advice, but then the advice they give you, they do the opposite thing of what they trying to advise you to do? Don't that burn you up? But at the end of the day, when that happens to me, I look at it where it's coming from. I know this person loves me. I know my sister loves me. So when she's talking to me and telling me, giving me her opinion, I know she's not trying to hurt me. Now, if you are despitefully trying to hurt your loved ones, your family members, then I'm going to say you need to take a step back, reevaluate yourself, and understand first, number one, none of us are perfect, because if I feel like I'm perfect, then I'm going to find fault with everything everybody else does. That's just the way certain people look at it. I'm right, you wrong. So let me tell you why you wrong, and then that's the end of it. But that's not the way I choose to operate. Okay, let's see what some more comments says. Henry J. That what you are saying comes with maturity. It does come with maturity. And sometimes I'm gonna tell y'all this. Listen to this. Majority of the times, you just have to be the bigger person. When it takes two people to argue. But if one person makes the decision to be quiet and listen and not holler and argue, then the other person sometimes have an opportunity to see what they're doing and how they're acting. I'm good for it. You start hollering at me, and I'm gonna sit there and I'm listening. Are you done? You feel better? Because I hear what you're saying and you hollering at me. So I promise you, I hear you. So, but I'm gonna wait and let you get it out of your system so that I can respond. Because if I start trying to talk over you, now we're arguing, right? We're bickering, we're arguing, and hollering at one another. Thank you, Sister Darla. Let's see. Crystal, got to be able to listen without giving advice too. Oh, that's what I mean when I say listen. You got to listen with the intent to understand and not the intent to, you ever talk to somebody and I had to learn this, y'all. This is real talk. I had to learn it. My best friend had to tell me, when I'm talking to you, I need you to listen and stop trying to come up with a solution while I'm trying to tell you what's going on. Just listen. Yeah, Reese, I'm putting you out there. Every time someone wants to talk, they don't want advice. They just want you to listen. That is so true. And with that being said, that's why I say it's an individual thing, because we can only control what we do, right? I can only control Lanasia. And it took me a minute to understand that. And see, just like the example I gave with my best friend, she did. That was a real life scenario. She had to tell me, I need you to listen to me and stop trying to figure out a solution, because I'm an analytical person, right? Like I'm a solution. I hear your issue. Let's figure out a solution. Let's implement. Let's get it done. You know, that's the type of person I am. And in her mind at that moment, shut up. I just need you to listen. Don't try to figure it out on my behalf. Let me talk so I can hear myself get it out and I can hear myself think and everything. You know, I just want you to listen. It took a long time. But yes, maturity, people of God, people of my people, period. We just need that maturity. So listen to this. with this whole, as you all know, this whole big thing going on with this R. Kelly and the verdict of R. Kelly, right? I heard this lady say yesterday, well, I'm just trying to figure out why the parents didn't know what was going on. What was the parents doing? What was the parents doing with all of this? And what was they doing during all of this time? So my question is, my whole thing, like, I don't really want to talk about the R. Kelly thing, you know, because it's a mental thing with him. He's messed up in the head. We have to pray for him. We just have to pray for Rob. He's extremely talented. He was really gifted in his artistry and music, but he got some stuff going on in his mind, whereas his thinking was all crisscross. At that time, at this moment in time, we supposed to pray for him, not judge him, not criticize him, not call him out his name. We just have to pray for him because he got some mental stuff going on up there. But when I heard this lady say that, I'm just trying to figure out where the parents was. What was the parents doing? And I couldn't help but think to myself, how honest or open-minded are we as parents to be able to even recognize something is going on with our children? Or do our children even feel comfortable enough to even come tell us that they are going through something like these young women went through? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I get it. You know, I get where people are wanting to blame the parents, but at the end of the day, family. How much do we trust each other as a family that I can confide in you? Can I come and confide in you and tell you some things that I'm experiencing right now? Or are you going to judge me? Are you going to beat me up? Are you going to criticize? Are you going to find everything what I'm trying to explain to you? Are you going to try to make it seem like I'm the victim, like I did something wrong, or like you're not hearing me? You know what I'm saying? How comfortable, how open-minded can your family members be with you? So that's another whole different topic. But at the end of the day, transparency, guys, it brings about growth. Growth brings about change. And change breaks cycles. That's what change does. In order to get some different results, you have to do something different. In order to end these family feuds, you're going to have to do something different. Somebody going to have to be the bigger person and state and just talk about the situation, or sit down, be the bigger person and say, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize for hurting you. I apologize if you feel like what I said hurt you. Or please, brother, please, sister, tell me what I did to make you feel this way, or make you not want to talk to me, or that's making you distant from me. Tell me what I did, and be open-minded and honest and with yourself, and be receptive when they start telling you what it is you did. Be responsible. Accept hey, I say all the time, you have to accept responsibility for your own actions. If I'm the type of person that I can't admit when I've done something wrong or said something wrong, I'm not going to get very far. You know what I mean? Because that's the wrong state of mind, because none of us are perfect. I love you guys, and I really appreciate you guys for tuning in with me. Please remember to follow me on Instagram. And I'm pretty much almost ready to let you guys hear some of my new music that's coming out, you know, like little bitty snippets, just little bitty snippets. I will, yeah, I'm working on it. So we're going to do that soon. Please, do anybody have any questions? Do you have any questions for me? It is my goal to eventually have my children on here so that, as you all know, I have a total of 3.5 kids. And I say 3.5 because I gave birth to 3. And my nephew, who I help raise, is also my son. So my intentions are to bring them on so we can have a family discussion, and we'll work that in a little later. But does anybody have any questions? Any more comments? I see you guys. I really appreciate you all for chiming in. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, at Lanasia Tyson, and on Facebook, it's Lanasia Tyson Music. But I really appreciate you all coming on here. Transparency Tuesday is just me speaking truth on what I know and willing to share with you all my experiences. So please, if you have a topic that you would like for us to even discuss and bring to the table, maybe you don't feel comfortable talking about it, I'll talk about it. Let me know. Just let me know. You can chime in. You can send me an email at contact@lanasiatyson.com. That's the word contact at lanasiatyson.com, and I will get your topic, your message, and we will put it in our scheduled conversations that's coming up. I will be sharing with you guys some new music. Oh, in October 9th. I'm really excited about this. You guys will see more information coming out about it soon, but on October 9th, I will be featured at The Culture. That's a restaurant in Homewood, Illinois, October 9th. Showtime will begin, or doors open at 8. Showtime will begin at 9. I would love to see you guys in the place. Bring your stepping shoes on, okay? Because we're going to step a little bit. Y'all know I love to step. Well, at least I think I can step. I think I do pretty good. What you say, Nene? Yeah, she's looking. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we still got to work on that part. but but I want to thank you all for joining me on Instagram as well as Facebook and YouTube. Remember, if you need to get in contact with me, you can email me at contact@lanasiatyson.com, and please visit my website. Don't forget to subscribe to Lanasia Tyson on YouTube, and I will see you all at a later date. Any more questions? Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you all, and please enjoy the rest of your evening. Love you.